Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to yet another video. Today we're going to be looking at the top 5 family EVs that you can buy today as of 2022. Now, obviously this list is subjective, but I've taken into consideration a series of different factors that will help you decide on what is the best family EV that you can purchase today. So we're going to consider probably the number one determining factor, which is practicality, safety features, how good they are to drive, quality, range, and general overall value for money. So naturally, this list is going to exclude some of the more premium options that you might get from Porsche or BMW or Mercedes. Nothing here on this list will exceed that £45,000 list price mark in terms of the entry level. So there are some good options, and we'll go through that today. And hopefully you guys will find this useful. Let's go. So coming in at number 5 is the car that I've spoken about quite a few times if you've been watching me over the last few weeks, the Polestar 2. So this car's fundamental architecture is generally shared with the Volvo XC40, but it has, as you can see, a completely different exterior and interior. So if you don't know already, Polestar is Volvo's offshoot premium electric car brand, and the Polestar 2 comes with a single motor that offers up to 336 miles of claimed range and a long range dual motor that can deliver 0 to 60 speed of 4.2 seconds. So this is probably the quickest car that we've got on this list, and a maximum speed or a staggering 469 miles per hour. That's if you spec the performance pack. So this basically makes it unrecognizable from any other Volvo that you guys see in the market. It does feel sophisticated. It's got a hatchback boot offering decent practicality. This is probably why, if you're a family car, you're going to choose this over a Tesla Model 3. And the reason it's not higher on this list, and it just creeps in at number 5, is because there are generally bigger and more spacious cars on this list. But it's got a great interior and it is fun to drive, so it's definitely a worthy choice. And the Polestar 2 starting price is from just under 42,000 at £41,900 for the standard single motor. Coming in at number 4 is the Volkswagen ID4. So this is the second VW to be launched on the group's MEB platform after the initial VW ID3. Now, obviously, this is bigger and pricier, but VW does claim that the ID4 package will allow you, or offers essentially, Touareg levels of practicality in a Tiguan sized package. So, it's basically like a TARDIS. So this does sound like a great combination. It's got a 531 litre boot, which makes it larger than the Tiguan's, and space in the rear, which VW claim to match or is similar to that of a Mercedes E-Class. So win-win, basically. And when we're talking about batteries, there are 4 variants, starting off with a modest 52 kilowatt hour battery pack that produces up to 213 miles of range. So it is quite small, but it is also cheap. And we'll talk about price in a sec. And it goes all the way up to a 77 kilowatt hour battery with up to a claimed range of 320 miles for the Pro Performance. Now, the VW ID4 offers a neat, simplified and intuitive EV experience. There is a common complaint with some of the modern VWs that, there could maybe be some more physical buttons, everything sort of tucked away in the infotainment screen. But that's just probably depending on how picky you want to be. And the VW ID4 price starts off with the life trim at £36,550. So this is one of the cheaper cars on this list. Coming in at number 3 is the Kia EV6. Now, if you're after a stylish and capable family EV, it's really hard to beat this new Kia EV6. It's got good size cabin. In my opinion, the looks are striking and has handling delivered by a natively rear-wheeled chassis that feels significantly more involving to drive than many other EVs. So it is quite sporty looking, especially with that coupe rear that you can see. And you've got 3 trim levels, with the highest currently being the GT Line S. All of them offer a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack with differing outputs. The maximum range that you can get, it claims, is going to be 328 miles of range. And then there is also a maximum power output of 321 brake horsepower. So it's a practical EV offering a sporty drive, and it's generally a superb all-rounder, all-electric family car. A little bit more expensive than the ID4 though. The prices do start from, as correct as of time of filming, £41,695. Falling just shy of number one and is our runner-up in this list is the Skoda Enyaq iV. Now, the Enyaq is Skoda's first fully electric car, so it's an important one for the brand, and it's got great usable space, robust build quality, and decent levels of kit, making it an appealing choice for many families out there. It's got impressive levels of onboard technology and excellent safety features, if that's something that you guys are considering. It's pretty similar to the Audi Q4 e-tron or even the ID4 that we've already mentioned, but despite its price, obviously it's going to be cheaper than those two cars there, it doesn't compromise on quality, so that's quite important. It's got a spacious interior, a huge boot at 585 litres, and admittedly it's probably, not the best looking. It does look a little mundane or reserved compared to others, so don't expect it to turn heads, and that's probably why I won't put this at number one on this particular list. But in terms of overall value for money and the general all-rounder, this is an excellent choice. And Skoda have recently simplified the models and range offered. There is currently now only one battery pack, which is the 77 kilowatt hour battery offered. And even now, even the entry level cheapest range, you'll get a claimed range of up to 329 miles, which is fantastic for an entry level model, to be honest. And you can get the 80, the 80 Sport line, or the 80 X Sport line, which is an all-wheel drive model, and you can do 0 to 60 in less than 7 seconds with that all-wheel drive version. So again, quite nippy. And then prices here start at £40,970. Now, it is worth mentioning, obviously the list price there looks to be more than the VW ID4, but you get, there's more range, and it's a pretty, it's a higher level spec, if you'd like, for you get versus the VW ID4. And now, coming in at number one, our winner and many people's 2022 car of the year is the Hyundai Ionic 5. Now, if you told me 10 years ago that Hyundai will top a car list like this, I would have laughed at you. But this is truly a game-changing vehicle. Every time I still see it now, I'm turning my head and thinking, wow. I personally love this car. It's above the V6, which is built on the similar architecture, simply because it's cheaper and therefore offers better value for money. It's got a super spacious interior, and Hyundai have gone up market. It really does feel posh inside. It's not, there isn't so much cheap, scratchy plastic like there were once upon a time. And not to mention its retro futuristic styling here, especially with those pixel LED lights, which are beautiful. It really does make this car a head turner. The ID4 and Enyaq that we've put in this list do have slightly bigger boots overall, so if that is imperative, obviously consider those. But there is still plenty of space and visibility for all of the family. And both the interior and exterior design, in my opinion, make this revolutionary. It's simply stunning. Coming on to the battery, so the lineup starts with a 58 kilowatt hour battery paired with a single 168 brake horsepower motor, which drives the rear wheels, and that provides you a claimed range of up to 238 miles, so probably about 200 real-world driving. If you do need more than that, there is the bigger 77.4 kilowatt hour battery that you see in similar Kia EV6 that will give you 315 miles claimed range, and you can even get an all-wheel drive variant that gives you 321 brake horsepower. And as mentioned, the prices for this start from just £37,600, which really makes this competitive and is my pick if you are after a new family EV in 2022. Thanks for watching again, guys. As always, please remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know if you agree with this list, if there is something that you would have put in this top 5. I know there is an abundance of options. There are some other cars that I really like, but at the forefront of a family EV or a family vehicle in general is going to be some of the safety features and practicality, so you may not necessarily include some other sportier or premium options. Nevertheless, do let me know if you agree or disagree with this list, what your pick of the 5 are, and as always, I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.